Coach. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Justin, you ready? All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome once again to our weekly news conference. We've got a good dose of football, men's basketball, and women's basketball the next few moments. A lot of exciting things to discuss. Of course, this weekend we all are very excited to be at Five Star Stadium as the Bears will be playing Furman with a win. The Bears will win outright their first Southern Conference regular season football championship. For those of us in the room that have been here since the very beginning and when this football program was started 11 years ago, I think we're all excited for this day, and certainly probably will be the biggest game yet in Five Star Stadium. Bears are coming off a loss to number 9 Alabama Saturday afternoon in Tuscaloosa, while Furman defeated ETSU in Johnson City. That scored 24-21. Kickoff this week is 3 p.m. U.S. rankings just in. Mercer in the coaches poll at number 9, in the stats poll at number 8. We'll have Coach Jacobs come first, and we've got a couple of players as well. For that, Coach Jacobs.
Good afternoon. Good to see everybody. Just kind of summing up the Alabama game. I think anytime you go into those, right, I think it's really important on how you play is a big thing. And I thought, the first indicator for me that I look at is our effort, and then, did we give up at any moment? And I thought our guys fought hard. I thought we strained. I thought they worked to finish plays and blocks. And there's some, just like any games, there's some moments of really good football in there against one of the top teams in the country. So, huge learning lesson. Great avenue for our players to put themselves on the national scene, to put Mercer on the national scene, and compete hard. As far as the game itself goes, when you're playing, it's every week you got to do certain things to win the game, but I think especially when you play up a level and the caliber of team that Alabama is, we kind of went into the week and, we talked about a few things that we felt like we had to do. We felt like, we really had to work hard to generate a handful of stops on defense and gang tackle, which I thought, for the most part, tackling was solid on the day. There's a handful of missed tackles in there. We had to not turn the ball over, which unfortunately we didn't do. And then we had to try to make a splash play in special teams. And I thought our special teams really played well in the game. We pressured their punter twice. I think he had a punt of 20 and 29 yards. That certainly affected field position. So we did affect the game special teams wise, which I was happy with. Just kind of revisiting the offensive performance. I thought you have to look for the small victories in a big loss, right? And I thought the things that we did well, there was only 1 3-and-out in the first half. I thought you'll hear from him here, but I thought our freshman quarterback, I thought Witt was tremendous on the day. I thought it started with his preparation throughout the week and how he prepared to go into that game. And then I thought you saw it from the second he stepped on the field, the composure, the communication at some place that's extremely loud to play and difficult. He handled all the check with me's really well at the line of scrimmage. And, he's 11 for 13 at halftime, I believe, with over 100 yards passing. And so I thought the way he played in the game, the way he handled himself, gave our offense, a chance. I thought we did a good job in the first half moving the football. Unfortunately, the 3 turnovers, they hurt us. The one was a great play by number 4, their defensive lineman. He's kind of laying on his back and caught the tip ball. Not much you can do about that one. The other 2, we have to be better with our ball security. One was a situation where we got to claw the ball from behind because the guy tracked us down from the backside. And then on Parker's, we got to double clutch in traffic. But again, at the end of the day, and why were those not just critical because they were turnovers? They all happened in plus territory. They all happened on Alabama's side of the football, or Alabama's side of the field. So, again, that contributed to us, struggling a little bit there. And then defensively, again, I thought we I thought we had a chance at some big plays. I thought Isaac Dowling had a huge quarterback pressure early in the game, that a penalty was called on, but I thought that was a critical play. And then, you saw us have a chance of just playing good stretches of football, but didn't quite do enough over the course of the 60-minute game. But again, you leave there, we're reasonably healthy coming out of the game. I thought that, again, the parameters for me are that our effort, our strain, and our competitiveness were there for all 60 minutes. So, we kind of wrap up Alabama and we move into a huge week, arguably maybe the biggest week this program's had on campus for football, as we have a chance to win the outright conference championship for the first time in school history. And so, all of our focus, once we put that thing to bed yesterday with Alabama, all of our focus, all of our work and all of our strain is on putting the best product on the field Saturday for Furman. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
There's a great photo of you and Coach at work before the game chatting. I don't know if you guys are talking about anything serious, but what's one thing you learned from going up against one of the best coaches in college football?
Yeah, I think, again, I have a ton of respect for him because that's a guy that started his coaching career at the NAIA level. And he's won everywhere he's been, right? He took an NAIA job. He was an FCS guy. He was an FBS, Group of 5 coordinator. Then he was a Power 4 coordinator, and then a Group of 5 head coach, and then a Power 5 head coach. And he's just had tremendous success. So, just talking through those moments, he and I don't know him very well, but we have a handful of mutual friends. So just catching up on a few of those guys. And, they were very complimentary. Obviously, we were as well, just in terms of what we do and how hard our kids play. So it was good to chat pregame.
Coach, do you get awestruck going to stadiums like that?
Not really. I mean, I'm probably the wrong guy to ask. I grew up around it, right, man? I've been around some big time games. I'm a coach's kid, so I can remember in 1993, West Virginia played Miami, Florida as 2 undefeated teams, and they got Warren Sapp and Rohan Marley, and those guys are kicking the pylons over and all that stuff. And West Virginia ended up winning, and they carried the goalposts downtown to the bars and stuff. I have all these vivid memories. So I try not to get too much. The field's the same size, and I'll be honest. Once you get into game day, I really kind of tune all that out, and I'm so hyper focused on what's going on. You really don't get into much of it.
Once you watched film, what was your message to your team yesterday?
Yeah, that I'm proud of how they competed and how they strained, that whether it's Alabama or Furman or Wofford, that we can't do things that beat us. And, we're going to learn from the mistakes that we made, and then we're going to move forward because we have a big week. We got no time to feel sorry for ourselves or, lick our wounds. We got to get rolling on Furman, and that's really been it. We're full steam ahead in our preparation for a huge week of football.
I know you probably watched some of the Furman film already before this past Saturday's game. What did you see from them in Saturday's game?
Yeah, I saw a team that's been, they rolled their roster. They were senior laden, and they were a darn good football team last year. Obviously, winning the conference outright and their playoff run. But a lot of those guys graduated. They had a handful of transfers. There's been a bunch of attrition. So what they have is, they do a tremendous job evaluating high school kids and bringing them up. But they got a young football team right now. And what you're seeing as the season goes on is you're seeing those young guys who played their first college start week 1 are now, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks into a season, and they've grown, and they're playing better football, and they came to play, and they took the ball away from ETSU, created turnovers, and protected the football, and gave themselves a chance to win on the road last week.
As a segue, you talked about all year long the drama that is the SoCon. You probably weren't even shocked about Saturday's results.
No, you just look anywhere. We know what Sanford's capable of, right? And they I don't even know if you call it an upset at Chattanooga, right? They've been up and down a little bit, but they're more than capable. And then, again, Furman's a team that knows how to win. I believe they have the most SoCon championships out of anybody in the league. And so, again, it's a matter of time before their young guys develop and start making plays, and those close games begin to go their way. And so, this conference is brutal. I think it's a testament to the people in it that we play everyone every week, right? There's no crossover. There's no buys. You have to play everybody. And I think that says a lot when you come out of this conference that you're playoff ready and battle tested.
I know you said it a couple weeks ago, just the last few matchups have kind of been playoff-like.
Sure.
Does that kind of get obviously more exemplified this week with that?
We've kind of been in that mindset since the Sanford game. There has been hopefully, I think folks would feel that there's been an edge in this building in the sense of like there's an urgency about what we're doing. Like we understand the stakes, we understand how important this moment is for the school, right? And I'm not going to shy away from placing a lot of emphasis on this game and playing well. And now what we do to win the game, those things don't change, right? Got to run the football, stop the run, right? Create turnovers. Like that stuff doesn't change. That's every single game we play, regardless of opponent. But, we need to have an understanding that this is a big game. It's not just another week, right?
Coach, talk about it. I know you come in and develop this program. You got guys like that Wick did well on Saturday, and Carmelo did a good job covering Alabama's one of the best receivers in the nation, and then you got a kid like Andrew Zock that's contributing to as well. How are you doing with it, or how do you feel about the progression of this program and when you came in here trying to accomplish?
Sure, I think just with the way that the portal is now and kind of the transient nature of rosters, you're seeing more freshmen play, and we're very fortunate that we have a bunch of freshmen in this program that are really good football players, and they've worked their way into the starting lineup, and when we've called their number, they've executed at a high level, kind of regardless of circumstance. And the three guys in particular that you mentioned have been a huge part of our success this year. And Melo's been playing a bunch of special teams for us, but to see him play a bunch of defense, it's kind of what we see in practice, right? And so really proud of how he performed on Saturday. We already kind of talked about Witt, and Zock's been doing it all season for us, so absolutely.
After this game, going into the biggest game in program history, is there a benefit coming off the game against Crimson Tide now going into this game? When you talk about the lessons you learned, is there?
Yeah, anytime you lay it on the line and you have you have some successes in the game, I think it builds confidence. Right, like we're not going to see a team that moves around like those guys do. We're not going to play in a bigger environment necessarily. We'll play games with more on the line than that game had, but I think it just, I think it gives our kids confidence that if you can go lay it on the line against Alabama, you should be able to go lay it on the line against anybody in the SoCon.
Anything else, Coach Jacobs? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Well, as Todd and Coach pointed out, it's got to be exciting for Mercer football fans to be this late in the season and playing so well, and the next two guys are freshmen stepping up. But next will be our freshman quarterback, Whit Neubauer from Raleigh, North Carolina, against Alabama. As Coach said, great game, 15 of 22 for 140 yards and a touchdown pass for the season, playing 6 games, 65 of 113, 994 yards, 7 touchdowns. Whit, come share with us how you think this freshman year is going, and how you're looking forward to the game this weekend.
Good afternoon. Freshman year, thought it started good. Got my first in action against Princeton. Thought I did a good job starting there. Next game, going into Sanford away. Rough spot to get into. Thought I played all right that game. Put some stuff on film that I need to work on, especially like the pick, just knowing where to throw the ball, knowing when to throw it away. Also, I think I got to learn just protecting the ball. Also, keep the turnovers, especially on when I fumbled. But overall, I think the freshman year has been going good so far.
Talk about for the Kendall in the game on Saturday. What was that moment like to be able to be part of that play?
Yeah, so I threw it up. I don't know. I got hit, fell on the ground. I didn't know if he caught it or not. I saw 18 going to the side. I didn't know if he picked it. The crowd kind of went crazy. I had a O-line come up to me. He's like, he caught it, and I'm like, and then I go to the sideline. I see the replay and the one-hand catch. That was an amazing grab. I'm glad that was his first college touchdown. I'm glad for him. Happy for him.
Yeah. How many times did you practice as a kid throwing a touchdown pass in front of Benny Stadium?
Not much. Only imagine it. That was awesome.
Now, they showed the picture of your parents after touching that. So who was more excited about that moment, you or your parents?
My dad's a very emotional guy, so I'd probably give it to my dad.
Coming into the game, make a big difference in this offense just as a freshman, and you kind of touched on it since you're back in your years. How are you feeling going into week by week preparation just for
I'm feeling better every week, to be honest with you. I think the game plans we've had each week have been great. I'm looking forward to this week, making history on Saturday, and yeah.
What's the dynamic between you and DJ like? I know he wishes he was out there playing, he's had some injury problems, but what do you guys, talk about? How do you guys back each other up?
I mean, I love DJ. He's a great guy. He's always lifting me up. I mean, after game, every game, he'll come up to my parents, talk to my parents. He's got a great relationship with me. He's a great leader for sure in the QB room.
What would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned this season over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks?
Biggest thing I learned, just next play mentality. I mean, you can't hold yourself. I mean, picks are going to happen. That's the position you're at. I mean, turnovers are going to happen. You just got to, next play mentality. And I feel like over the past couple of weeks, I've done a better job with that.
After all these games, is there somebody that you feel like the chemistry is stronger with? Or some of the guys, you got so many weapons.
Yeah. Braden, he's hurt right now, but I feel like in practice especially, I got a good chemistry with him. And, KP, just got to throw that ball up to him. He'll go get anything. Kendall, I think all the receivers in different ways, they'll go make plays no matter what.
You see anything from their secondary, Furman secondary for Saturday?
There's some spots we're going to try and attack, but I'm just looking forward to seeing, going to practice tomorrow and just seeing what we can do this week and just prepare for that game.
Anything else with? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to the defensive side of the ball. And Carmelo O'Neal, he's a freshman safety from Atlanta, Georgia. Against Alabama Saturday, he had 3 tackles and a pass breakup. Come forward. Tell us how you think the season's going, and you're looking forward to the game this weekend.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing? I think the season is going great. I think we restraining a lot. Coach Jacobs, make sure he keeps that point on practice. Make sure we do everything right, because in the SoCon games come down to the last quarter, last second, and that one thing that you do wrong can make you end up winning or losing. So we need making sure we keep our foot on the line at practice, making sure about all the little small things, making sure we do everything right. All the coaches, they just pinpoint that. But I think the season's going great, especially for the team. We got a lot of good chemistry with each other. It's like a brotherhood here, so it's like everybody is just on the same page, on point with each other. For myself, I think I was a special team rotational guy for the whole season, but some injuries happened. I had to end up starting cornerback Alabama first start. Wasn't really nervous. I actually liked the atmosphere a lot. I got to really tell my kids about that. The atmosphere of the stadium, just looking up, seeing the whole crowd, seeing everybody there, it was really, I really thought I was in the NFL or something. But yeah, we've been having a great season. We're going to keep going.
Hello, guarding Ryan Williams on Saturday, that's something that kind of a matchup that you dream about growing up as a kid?
Yeah, it's always a matchup dream about guarding a future NFL player, man. It's just talent you don't see on a regular basis. So guarding him, I wasn't nervous. I was locked in, focused, trying to strain, and I really wanted to choose violence against Alabama.
Did he jaw with you at all?
Nah. I don't really I don't really talk on the field unless somebody say something to me, then we can. Yes, sir.
Being in a veteran group like the defensive backroom, what's one of the biggest things that you've learned across the season, just in terms of just how to grow as a player?
One of the top things I learned is to stay in the treatment room. We got a lot of veteran guys who've been here a long time, seniors, red shirt seniors, so they tell me all the time, you got to stay in the treatment room, you got to stay ready, be available for anything. I didn't know I was going to start at cornerback. I play safety, but I'm available at every position, anything you need me to do. They've been teaching me, just stay focused, man. You got to stay in the film room, stay studying. Yes, sir.
To echo what Mike asked earlier, what have you learned about yourself this year?
I learned a lot about myself. I actually learned, that I could build up my speed. I learned actually how high I could jump. I got to actually a high vert, doing what the strength of sound asked me to do is impressive. It's getting myself better, actually, getting me stronger, getting me faster and stuff like that. So I didn't learn a lot about myself, like stuff I could actually like do on the field. Yes, sir.
What's been the most, talk about learning or, dream playing against Alabama? What's been the most fun part of the season? I mean, as a freshman being on a team that's,
I say the most fun part of the season, the most fun part of the season will be us winning the ring. But I feel like the most fun part of the season so far is just being with the teammates in the locker room, man. We done went to various places as with each other. Like, it's a brotherhood. We went to the movies. We went bowling. Like, we just been we with each other 24/7, trying to build that chemistry with each other. So every moment with the team is fun.
Is any freshman hazing that you had to go through?
Oh, no. No.
Talking about playing in a different position, playing against some top talent, what was a big takeaway or something that you're going to take from that performance and apply for the rest of the season, you think?
Playing against such good talent, you had to like every little thing matters. Like, you come off the edge, you got to stay outside, because if you go inside, they gon' this is top 10 team in the country. They know to go outside or inside depending on where you break. So you just got to do every little thing right when you play a top team like this in the season.
Anything else for Carmelo? Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Okay, football kicks off 3 o'clock here at 5-Star Study. We'll make the transition to basketball. Now, I don't know if you realize it, but this is Southeastern Conference week for Mercer athletic teams. Football team just played Alabama. Women's basketball about to go to Mississippi State. Men's basketball going to South Carolina. So this is SEC week. All right, let's change gears. Let's see, we're going with the women first. Coach Michelle Clark-Hurd coming off a big win yesterday, and they will travel to Mississippi State on Wednesday night at 7:30, and then they're home on Friday night against Charleston Southern. So, Coach Hurd, if you would come up and give us an update, please.
How's everybody doing? Good. Yeah, it's just excited to have had the opportunity to be back here at home and play again in front of the home crowd. Was proud of our group. Bounced back from a not so good showing against Western Kentucky. But again, when you have a young team and you're growing and learning, you have to learn from wins and losses. And I think we did a great job of coming back and putting everything we needed to put together for us to have the opportunity to win the game. Really proud of our young ladies and just how hard we fought. Ball didn't go in the hole as much as we wanted to in the first 3 quarters, but they continued to keep fighting and put us in a position where we could have a chance to win. And so the 4th quarter was a really good quarter for us, and just proud that they found a way to win. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. Every single day we're working to get better and better so we can have an opportunity to win in the long run. So was definitely proud of our group and just our fight, our grit, how we stuck together, how we didn't get frustrated to the point where when the ball wasn't going in. And my job as a coach and as the coaching staff is for us to figure out a way where we can put more points on the board. I think we're doing a great job on the defensive end. We're holding people to under 58, 59 points a game, besides the Western Kentucky game. So I think that that's something that we have to continue to focus on as a whole, as a staff, and just keep harping with our players to get in the gym and get shots up, and eventually those shots are going to fall. So that was the recap from our game. Yes, we head to Mississippi State. We played them on Wednesday. It'll be a great opportunity. What I'm looking forward to for our young ladies is to experience that whole situation of SEC women's basketball. Mississippi State has some of the best fans on the women's basketball side in the country. When I was assistant coach there and was able to be a part of that, when Sam and the staff asked me to come back when I got the head coaching job, I wanted our girls to have the chance to experience that. So for us, it's going to be a big test. But I think for us, we're going to have certain goals that we need to make sure that we can focus on. And definitely as us making sure we take care of the basketball, we got to make some open shots. We're going to have to. And we're going to look to change up defenses and do a lot of different things like that. So Anytime you have the opportunity to play in a great environment like that against a great team, you can't do anything but be excited. So we're excited about that, and we're going to make sure that we can go in and compete at the highest level. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
I know you talked about the offense is a little bit of a struggle, but it seems like the first few games seem to be very physical. How do you as a coach, how do you instill that in the players? What's kind of your process to get people to be physical, be tough, and be all these things?
I think at the end of the day, we always are preaching defense. And so when we preach that, I think we have to continue to make sure we're putting them in the position we can to make sure that we can put the ball in the hole. And that's us, you know. Everybody knows the secret's out now with Ashley, all right? So now other people have to step up, and we got to make shots and do different things. And proud of Ariana, like in her opportunity to put the ball in the hole the other day. And so we just got to continue to keep putting our players in their best position and giving them the confidence to shoot the basketball and knowing that, you know, the shot's going to fall if they continue to work on their repetition.
You talk about those, turnovers. I think we talked about that a little bit after Western Kentucky as well, but I feel like we're already seeing improvements with that. But then you have to go, play such a difficult team like this. So,
Yep.
What's your philosophy going in there, and what do you do as a coach?
Yeah. I think that's a great question. Every single day that we show up, we want to get better, 1% better every single day. So, we know that it won't be easy, of course. That's, but at the end of the day, we still can do the fundamental things that we need to do to make sure we're taking care of the basketball. So we'll be prepared. We'll be prepared for their press. We'll be prepared for the things that we need to. And I think my job as a coach is to make sure that our players are confident going in and that we're relaxed and that they enjoy that environment. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, to be able to put them in a position where they can be on a national stage in a big-time conference and have the opportunity to compete.
Coach, you had one step forward how since you've been here, you want to improve each day, each game. I don't think we can underestimate yesterday. Shots maybe weren't falling first 2 or 3 quarters, how huge that was. The fourth quarter, take charge of that game and score more than 20 points to get that win.
Yeah, and I think it says a lot to our players and to how they adjusted to what we needed to do. Anytime you come off a loss like we did and come back in front of the home crowd and produce and make sure that we can handle the things we need to as far as defensively. And then in the fourth quarter, I just think they became more relaxed, understanding and knowing that we had the opportunity that, we were leading in the game. The game was those situations, if we could get stops, then it could put us in a situation where we could be able to have a chance to win the game. So there was a lot of big plays made, deflections, diving for loose balls. Defense turns into offense. And I think that was one thing that really helped us in that fourth quarter. And when you get a chance to get some breakaway layups and do some different things, then the momentum shifted in our way. And so we was excited for that.
You were talking about how it was kind of a tough first half, but it seemed like going into halftime, you guys were up by 1, and it was just the grit that kind of got you through it. But what was the message to them at halftime to kind of get that transitional fourth quarter?
Well, I think the biggest thing is what you just said. Just talk to them about continuing to keep competing at the highest level, right? And it's a reason why it's called your home court, right? You have to have home court advantage. And we talked about making sure that we could put ourselves in a position that we're taking care of our home court. And so we talked about that a lot at halftime, talked about that grit and the toughness and the ability to get stops. And to their credit, I threw out a lot of different defenses and did a lot of things that I taught them in shoot-around that morning. So for them to carry over on the court, for us to do those different things, to have us an opportunity and a chance to win, just says who they are and how they're growing.
You mentioned different defensive schemes, both that and on offense. You talked about just now and after Western Kentucky how Ashley was so great at the start of the year, and then teams are like, oh, we got to focus on her. So, how do you balance, introducing new schemes? And we talked also about young players getting more involved. And what do you do as a coach to get people more involved? Do you scheme it, or do you try to just do it and make them put in more effort way?
No, it's not a scheming at all. It's them being confident and me teaching them and help coaching them, and us as a staff continuing to tell them, that these are the great shots that they can take and being confident when they shoot them. It's a blessing that we have an Ashley Locke who is able to score the way she is. But I think, as the season goes and non-conference goes, they'll continue to keep learning what those shots are for them. And I think we're figuring that out. Ashley had those 2 big games, and Ashley might not have scored a lot of points, but she did a lot of big-time things for us defensively. She got a couple of huge blocks. She got the steal that had an opportunity for us to go up. She deflected it so we could get a open layup. So there's a lot of different things, and that's what we talk to our team about. Like, every day there's always going to be someone else that steps up and does something for our team. And I think that's what, our job is, to continue to keep putting them and working on the things where they feel confident to know that those shots are going to go in.
Talk a lot about Ashley now, and I'm sure we'll continue to talk about her, but talking about how there were other players trying to step up, what was your reaction, and how did you feel seeing Ariana kind of get the ball rolling for you guys?
No, I mean, Ariana knows how much I believe in her and every player that's on this roster. That was one of the biggest things that, for us, putting a roster together was such short period of time. We had to do our homework and understand and really know who these players were. I went back, watched a lot of film, talked to a lot of people that I knew, and Ariana and Aaliyah were the first 2 that wanted to come and be a part of this. So I'm really proud of her. She brings effort every single day. She's like all the other players. They don't want to let us or the coaching staff down, and sometimes they overthink. And so right now we're continuing to work on just being in a position when you put in the work, you can have an opportunity to just go out, relax, play hard, and have fun.
Coach, while you're there, why don't you introduce Ariana and bring her up? Tell us about Ariana as she made her way to the podium.
Yeah, so just super proud of Ariana, coming from junior college, and like I said, just being able to believe in myself as I first took over the program, and now I think she's a great teammate. She plays really hard for us as a staff, and I think one of the things I know is I can depend on her in anything. I can put her in a different position. I can ask her to do one thing, and I think that's a great sign of a great player. And not only is she a great player, but she's an amazing person. Ariana.
Ariana, give us a statement how you think it's going now. Your transition to Mercer, and give us an update how you are.
Thank you. How y'all doing? My transition to Mercer has been amazing with the amazing coaching staff, Coach Hurd. It's a new team, but I think we're all coming together, being cohesive and working hard together. Just progressing, trying to get better, get wins, of course, for not only the coaching staff, for us, wins for the seniors, wins for the school, but we're working hard, trying to be more cohesive and just grow.
As Coach kind of mentioned, you transferred up to the junior college level. What's kind of been the biggest change that you've noticed making that big of a jump?
I would say maybe the speed. It's a little bit different in terms of physicality and bodies. At JUCO, you do have big people, but sometimes you can out-jump them. Here, you have people that are bigger than you that can and are more physical, more athletic than you. So you have to kind of find what you're good at. And I think we have a lot of people that are just able to contribute to the team, so where we have different rotations to help prevent situations like that.
What stood out to you about Mercer? I know Coach Hurd talked about your willingness to commit so early, but what kind of really made this program feel like a place that you could be successful at?
For one, the school is amazing, but definitely the coaching staff. Coach Hurd, whenever me and her first started talking, an immediate click. Felt like home. It was very honest, and that's what I was looking for, the honesty, the love, and I knew she was going to push me. I knew the coaching staff was going to push me and help me grow to become a better person both on and off the court.
We've already talked about moving up, but you thought of JUCO staff before. Now you play Mississippi State, which is obviously a pretty big team. So how excited are you to go in there, and what do you want to do as a player on that court?
Oh, I'm ready to go. I love competition. I know my team's going to love competition. So I think the best thing for us is just preparing as coaches, setting up things for us to prepare for. But I'm ready for the competition. I'm not really too worried about Power 5 or anything like that. I just love the game, really. I'm prepared for whatever coach is going to throw at me, whatever Mississippi State's going to throw at us. And we're just ready to compete.
And how happy were you to have such a strong performance in the Sunday game?
I was blessed. Honestly, I congratulate my team, honestly, because it's a team effort. It takes everybody, and like she said, everybody's really honing down on Ashley. So it's like we all have to step up and play our roles, honestly. So I was grateful to do whatever I could to help my team.
You're talking about moving up a level of competition and finding what you're good at. With these past few games, what do you think you got better at, and what do you think is something that you got better?
I think my energy is the key thing. We all have our roles, and I know I can contribute in different ways, but I think my energy is the best way I can contribute to the team. When things go bad, continue to keep the energy up, keep us all locked in so we can continue to compete.
Okay, anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we'll bring our men's basketball program up now. These guys have been road warriors this past week at Chicago and at Mobile. This Thursday night, they'll be going to Columbia to play the Gamecocks of South Carolina, and then on to Fort Myers to play in the Fort Myers tip-off tournament Monday and Tuesday. Coach Ritter, give us an update, please.
All right, good to see everybody. I'm glad I'm actually back in Macon for a couple days. It's funny, I was watching the girls' game yesterday, and then Coach just said something about, it's great to have a home court advantage, and I thought your ladies took advantage. You could see there was no panic. They just gritted through it and found a way to win, and I was laughing because when you said home court advantage, I said, man, what's that? We only see that 4 times the entire November and December. So, no, we've had a week. Obviously, last Monday we played DePaul, came back Wednesday and played at home, and then took a nice 6-hour drive to Mobile on Friday night and got back about 1 a.m. on Saturday evening. So it's been good. I mean, we were just talking about as a staff. Fortunately, this is the 4th time I've been able to take over a program, and early on we want to rush to so many judgments of what's working, what's not working, and well, a lot of times you have to just embrace the journey and take day by day. You're trying to go 1-0, and I thought what we did this week, obviously we had a tough road trip. You're playing a Big East opponent who's playing really, really well right now. A lot of travel, and then you're playing a South Alabama team who's going to be a good team in the Sun Belt. But I thought what we did is we put more consistent minutes together with our group. I thought if you go back to DePaul, really tough first half for our group. Kind of the first real game, and this is not a not a knock on Virginia Lynchburg, but really we just we won that game by a large margin, so didn't get a chance to get tested. So DePaul, the first 15 minutes I thought were really eye-opening for our guys, and we look at the second half, really battled, did some things defensively that we liked, and I thought we carried that over to Trinity Baptist, which wasn't a super test for us, but saw some progress from Monday to Wednesday. And then when we played South Alabama, it's a team that's going to be really good. They've been good in that league, but they're a team that plays 40 minutes of zone, and so no matter how much we prepare, we try to get our guys ready for that. That's really the first opportunity we had to see something completely different. And I thought it was a very similar story. I thought we had a stretch in the middle of the first half and early second half where we just were trying to kind of find ourselves. And but I thought we had 20 to 22, 24 good minutes of basketball, and I thought you saw some guys finding some rhythm. But again, it's so early, man. We walked in that locker room disappointed with every loss, but we got the right group of guys in there. It's a group that can be connected. It's a group that's talented enough to be really good. But I can sit here and tell you every Monday we're not going to judge our entire week based on the results of wins and losses. Said it from the beginning, and I'll say it all the way until March 15th. Our job is to play our best basketball in March, and if that means experimenting with some different lineups and playing a certain way early on to get us the best in March, then we're going to do that. And I thought our guys competed really hard. Down 2 at a Sunbelt school 2 minutes to go. We got a really good shooter shooting a wide open 3. I think if you'd have said 6 months ago, hey, this is going to be the scenario, I think we all would have signed up for that. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in. We give up a couple loose ball rebounds late, and there's a big difference between competing and winning, and our guys were competing their tails off. We're just a couple possessions away from finding ways to win some of those games. And, the good and the bad, it doesn't get any easier. Obviously, we're going to go to South Carolina on Thursday. And then we have a stretch of games where we're away from home again, Jacksonville, and we'll play a winner or a loser down in Fort Myers. So it's we're going to stay on the road and kind of find out who we are here this next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So I'll open up for any questions with that.
Coach, with the MTE coming up, I mean, it's a chance to spread your set, see more of your guys. What are you looking to get not only from South Carolina, but also in that tournament as well? You said you want to see more of your team.
Yeah, I think obviously we're going to play South Carolina on Thursday. That's an SEC opponent, but then really after that, you have a lot of mid-major programs that they're probably very similar to us. Trying to find their footing. We would expect a lot of close games, but I think what we're really looking for is we've got to find the right mesh of guys. Got to find the exact route that we want to play, and that takes time. Like Coach has said, we put together. We always say 11 new guys. We put together 14 new guys with Alex, TJ, and Ja coming back. Thankful they came back. I just never coached them. So we've got 14 guys that we're trying to figure out, our top 7, 8, 9 guys. And I think next Monday, Tuesday against similar competition, you're going to have an opportunity to do that. And then you go the route of what best fits your team.
Who's really stood out to you on paper so far with the first few games?
It's funny. We've played 4 games, and I think it's been a couple different guys. Obviously, on Saturday, Chip Johnson was great. He has 26 points, hit 6 threes. I thought, he didn't stat particularly great, but Brady Shoulders, our mentality is just significantly different when he's in the game. He's a freshman kid that's physically and mentally built the right way. I'm not huge on plus minus for the entire game, but I think when he's in the game, our guys have a different edge to him. I thought Jock Manonis played well off the bench, but it's still everyone figuring out. I thought Ahmad had a pretty good game, and so I think you're going to see here in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks that group kind of shrink down and kind of find out exactly who we are.
What does your ideal rotation look like week 9, 10 guys? Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I think in the non-conference you want to give yourself a chance to explore some different opportunities. So we'll play a little bit more guys in the non-conference, but I would suspect by the time we get to January, we'll have 8, 8.5, 9 guys feeling really comfortable and in rhythm. Hopefully ready to compete for a championship.
How do you measure progress? And as you said, you've got basically 14 new guys in your new.
Yeah, I think it's obviously the easiest way to teach it, right, is when you win, because then your guys definitely believe. But how do you measure it? I mean, I think that's why we got an unbelievable staff. We go back, we look at film. Did we move forward today? Did we go 1-0 today? And whatever that measuring stick is for the current day, we've got to hit that benchmark. And I can tell you right now, Saturday I thought we competed. I thought we were out toughed. And that's got to be a focus on, I alluded to it with Coach Jacobs, a lot of terms they use. That's a lot of the way we want to play. And I think early on in the season when you're teaching so many different things, you got to make sure you reinforce what's important. And, I thought today we've got to have a toughness day. We've got to go in, we've got to rebound the basketball, we've got to make sure our mentality is good enough to go compete for, the next, what do we got? Next 7 out of 9 on the road. That's a daunting challenge. You got to make sure you're mentally and physically tough enough to go do that.
What's surprised you by your team thus far most?
I don't know. We've had a lot of surprises. I think it's still so early. I think we're in a good spot. It's obviously we'd like to get a win Saturday, but I think we're in a good spot moving forward. I think we've got all hands on deck. I think everyone's committed to the process. I don't know that there's a necessary surprise at this point right now.
Alex and Marcus combined, I think, for like 7 shots against South Alabama. Is this something South Alabama's defense did, or do you guys need to get the ball down low to them more, or do they need to be kind of more aggressive looking for the shot?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of all those. I thought South Alabama, like I said, they're a team that we probably won't face a lot of teams like them the rest of the year. They play 40 minutes of zone. They pack it in. Obviously, we had 12 threes that way. But they pack it in, and when the ball got to the post, they were doubling it. And, we got good 5s. So it was definitely a plan of theirs to try to deter the ball from going in there. But, again, you'll see the next 6, 7, 8 games as we shrink our rotation and get a better flow offensively. I think you'll see those guys work a little more efficiently to get the ball, and we'll find ways to get him the ball.
Anybody else, Coach Ritter? Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate everybody coming, and of course, everybody knows kickoff 3 o'clock. Let's make some history Saturday afternoon. Thanks for coming. Let's let members of the media go through the line first. If you guys and ladies would make